guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana. This channel is all about SMS beauty, skincare, makeup, sunscreen, ta-da! And today we're talking about skincare. We're actually talking about cleansing balms. If you've not watched any of my other videos, I've said this before, but there are like a few loves in my life. One is tubing mascara, the second is sunscreen, the third is cleansing balm, and I guess the fourth is skin tints. So it's kind of like the spectrum of things. And today I thought, I didn't actually plan to make this video like a while back, but it just so happened that I looked at my empties bin, which is very large and very in charge of me because I have not made a video on it for a while. So another story for another day. But I realized, this is just one pile. I had a lot of empties. Now, the reason I have so many of these empties is because I filmed like the granddaddy of them all, this video, which was reviewing a lot of drugstore cleansing balms. And so, you know, after like a year of having them, I have made my way through quite a few of them. And I thought that this would be a very helpful video to kind of go over my final thoughts. I don't think they've really changed, so if you just want to go watch that video, by all means do. But if you want to watch this video all about empties, pull up a chair, take a seat, maybe get a glass of wine, I don't know, whatever you want, and let's get going. I'm not going to go in any particular order, but I will tell you my top three, and this time I will remember at the end of the video, so stay tuned. I will try to timestamp it, but you know what? Sometimes I forget, so I apologize in advance. All right, let's go over them. This one is the Pond's. This one, I powered my way through this one. I did not like it, mainly because the smell smells like grandma. It smells like petal rose, but like really artificial, really bad, like just a dated scent. It takes off makeup fine, but I don't think I would repurchase it because the smell is so atrocious to me. And there are plenty of other ones that are just the same price or like around the same price that do the same job. But it does rinse off really well. It has no residue once you rinse it off. It emulsifies really nicely. It actually has like a really smooth, buttery consistency. So it's great. If that's your thing, if you just like can find it more easily, then I recommend it. I just personally can't stand the scent of it, and for that reason, I will not be repurchasing. Now, this one I actually have maybe like, you can't tell because this is all white. I have maybe like a half a use of this. I use a lot of cleansing balm. I'm sorry. I see people like use like a small amount and I'm like, how? Maybe I have a big face. I don't know. This is the Heimish All Clean. Yeah, Heimish All Clean Balm. This is a really, really good one. It has this kind of pop top, which I really enjoy. I really like this one. This one is probably going to be a repurchase because it reminds me a lot. Let me get it. A lot of the Beauty of Joseon. This one also has this pop top, which I guess there's probably a name for it. Let me see how much is in this one. You actually get 120 milliliters for the Heimish, whereas you get 100 for the Beauty of Joseon. This one is like all the rage right now, but they're kind of the same thing. And I think this one is cheaper and it's just easier to get your hands on these days because this is like blowing up on TikTok or wherever. So I guess we'll go over both. They both have this really, I wish I could show you, but I've used it all up. But again, go to the other video, you can see the consistency. Both of these have that like really silky, creamy consistency where you put it on your hands, it melts like almost immediately, and then you can just rub it on your face and it rinses clean. No residue, no like hardness to get off. Like I have one cleansing balm that I'm using that it's like, I have to like scrub it to get it off. These are beautiful. Absolutely, highly, highly, highly recommend both of them, whichever one you can get your hands on. This one has more. I think it's a little cheaper. I can't remember the price, but if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably go with this just because I like it big. All right, this one got lost in the shuffle. This is the, oh yeah, I was like, is it empty? This is the Physicians Formula Perfect Matcha. This one has a scent. I think yeah, it's like a very clean kind of like, I mean, it's supposed to be like matcha, so I guess that's what they're trying to achieve, but I didn't actually think it smelled like matcha. But it has a nice, refreshing kind of scent to it. It's the same, like it is very similar to all of these where it's very creamy, doesn't take a lot of rubbing, rubs in beautifully. It's really nice, but Physicians Formula, I find like it's hard to kind of get your hands on. And this is only 40 milliliters or grams. So it's not a lot of product in here. And for that reason, I just won't be repurchasing because A, I have to like go to the Physicians Formula website. Maybe I can find it on Amazon. It's just like, it's not ideal to find. And I 40 milliliters or 40 grams is not a lot. So this is another one that has not really a lot. This one actually has a little bit more, but it looks even smaller. This is the Neutrogena, what is it? Just makeup removing balm. So this one has, what did I say, 40? Yeah, 40 grams. This one has 57, but you can see the size of it. This is just like a bulkier packaging and you're actually getting less. This one is actually a really nice kind of sleek and compact packaging. So could be very good for traveling. I have traveled with it before. It's kind of a no frills, like very bare bones cleansing balm, but it does the job. It does exactly what you need it to do. It emulsifies very beautifully, like very silky. Almost all of these have that same consistency. I'll just kind of say that now. I'm sorry. I think I have like a cat hair right here that's itching. But if I'm looking at these two, which kind of are not similar, but like the size for me is a big thing. So like that's the main reason that I don't like this one. Same with the Pond's. Like this is actually 100 milliliters, so you get a lot more. But this one is just too small. I think again, this one and the new CeraVe one would be kind of my recommendation for a travel one because they are kind of compact in different ways. And you're getting a little bit, not a lot, but for a decent price. So if you can find this, it's usually, I found it at Target, I found it a few places. It would be a good one to pick up if you're in a pinch. Okay, next one. Did I just do a review on this? I think I did. I'm not sure if it's up yet. If it's up, I will link it above. It was kind of like my new, most recent cleansing balms. This is the Ulta one. It's just called like Ulta Healthy Hydration Cleansing Balm. And this one is pretty great. You only get 85 milliliters, so you don't get as much as like the Heimish one, but you're still getting more than the Physicians Formula. That's what I was trying to say. And this is, again, pretty basic. There's no scent to it. It does the job really well. And it is really affordable. So this one is one that is kind of in like, if I'm at an Ulta and I need one, I would definitely pick it up again, but I'm not gonna go out of my way just because I want the best bang for my buck, which is why the Heimish one is like very high on my list. But it rinses off clean, no residue, is a standard, really good, very cheap option. So if you're in the market and you're near an Ulta or can get it quickly, recommend. Okay, now this is interesting. I have two of the Soap and Glory. The main reason that I have two is because one time I was traveling up to New York and I forgot to pack a cleansing balm, and I can't live without cleansing balms. And so I went into a Dwayne Reed up there and I could not find the Neutrogena, the Physicians Formula. I knew that there were a few drugstore ones that like you can find in the store versus online, but this was the only one I could find. And so I bought one. I'd already had one from the original video and I picked up another. They are very good options. It's 100 milliliters, so it's a pretty like good amount. The fact that you can actually find them in the drugstore, I mean, to me, like if I had, say, like, let's do an example. These are the ones I think you can kind of find in drugstores. It's the Soap and Glory, Neutrogena, and Physicians Formula. This one, not as easy, so let's just go with these two. If I had the option between the Neutrogena and the Soap and Glory, I would pick this one up. It's super creamy. It just like, you pick it up and it starts melting on your hands immediately. It rinses off clean. It doesn't have like a lot of frills. I don't think it has a scent, if I can remember. Not really. My main issue with it the first time I bought it, and it might have just been one package, was it was kind of hard to get the lid back on, but I got it to go back on, and the second one I didn't have the issue with. So if I had to choose the ones that I can like find readily in the drugstore, it would probably be this one again. Very interesting. I had no idea it existed. Soap and Glory is one of those brands you kind of forget about, but a good option. Okay, we've got a few more. I had the Clinique Every Day or Take the Day Off. This was like their mini size, so you know, this is not a full size jar. This is 30 milliliters. It worked great, like no different than any of these other ones I'm talking about, but I just can't, like, I will never buy an expensive cleansing balm again because I know that drugstore ones exist that take off your makeup just as well. So for me, this is negligible. Like, I think I got it because I'd never tried it and people rave about it. But if you're watching this and you love Clinique, but this one has been in your arsenal for years, just know that you can find drugstore options that are just as good and do the same job, but for cheaper. And highly, I would say like if you're gonna like try to ditch this one, go with either the Heimish or the Beauty of Joseon. Now this one is a Sephora brand. This is the Sephora brand. And this one I think has more than even the Heimish. So 120. This one has 123 milliliters. This one's interesting. Oh God, it smells terrible now, but there's nothing left in it. And the smell was not great to begin with. It also has kind of like a gummier consistency. It takes a little bit more rubbing with your hands to kind of make it smooth and like melty. And it never gets to the same melty point as some of the others. It does the job. It takes a little bit more rinsing off. I wouldn't say it's like as easy, but it's not hard. Like I wouldn't put it in that category. I just don't think it's that great. The only great thing about it is it's $10 for 125 milliliters. So if you're really just looking for like the best bang for your buck, it is this one. I just don't like the consistency as much as some of the others. Okay, we've got 2 more to go. Now, this is the fulvic acid brightening cleanser. I have, I think, the oat cleansing one over there somewhere. I grabbed the wrong empty. But let's pretend this is the oat cleansing balm. I've gone through maybe 3 bottles of these. They're $10 also, and this one is 150 milliliters, so like the actual best bang for your buck. And it is a really great cleansing balm. I'm gonna hide the name because this is not it. It's a really great cleansing balm if you're really looking for like the best, like actual cheapest one. But I don't like the consistency as much as I like the Heimish. Now, this one wins on the front of ease because you can just pop the top and like squirt it into your hand. But it does have like a grittier consistency, which I don't hate. And it rinses off clean, it takes your makeup off, it does all the things that it should. It's just, if I'm really getting specific, I like the creamier, kind of silkier texture versus this one that, like I said, it has like a little bit of a grit to it. Not bad, very cheap, great option. I still recommend this. If you watch the drugstore one, this was one of the favorites. But you know, it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. Now, the last one I have is the this is the Naturium Fermented Camellia Creamy Cleansing Oil. So this one was in my more recent video. Hopefully it's up. This one comes out very differently than all of the others. You can pop the top, which is great. There are cat hairs all over everything. But it comes out in like a clear, harder kind of gel. Unlike the others, these others are more creamy and they are not a gel consistency. This one takes a little bit of rubbing, and what I find that I have to do is I have to rub it between my hands for a little bit just to warm the product up, because if I don't do that, it's just the texture is harder and it doesn't spread on my face as easily. But once I do that, then I can rub it on my face. It takes off makeup, it's easy to remove, but it is like a little bit of it's just the consistency versus like these really creamy, silky, smooth ones that take no work at all. This one takes a little bit of work, but it is a beautiful one, and it's 103 milliliters, so you're getting quite a bit, and it's, I think, like kind of mid-range. I believe it's about $20. So that's it. Now, if you could not tell already, I would say that my top 3 are these. The Soap and Glory, for ease of like being able to find it in a drugstore in any city. Well, maybe not any city, but a lot of cities. I would continue to pick this up in a pinch. I wouldn't go out of my way. Like I'm not gonna go on Amazon tomorrow and repurchase it, but it is a good one to just kind of know if you need it, you can go find it at a drugstore. The other one is the Heimish All Clean. This is truly my favorite. I can't get enough of it. The consistency, how well it works, and the size make it one of the best ones out there. The Beauty of Joseon, I didn't give it enough love, but I feel like everyone's talking about it these days. It's really great, and everyone is not wrong that it is a beautiful, very effective cleansing balm, but I think there are some other options out there, and I do feel like it's just so hard to get these days that I wouldn't like drop everything and like try to make it work just to ship it like across the world just to get it. So I will add honorable mention of the oat cleansing balm, and the only reason I am adding it in like the 4th spot versus in the top 3 is because I don't love the consistency as much. If I only had this and it was the only thing available, I would love it. It would work fine. But I think because I have found the Heimish one and just kind of like fallen in love with it, it just has moved down a spot, but not in a bad way. It's still really good. So if that's all you can get at Sephora or wherever, highly recommend for sure. All right. So I think that's it. I hope this gives you a little bit of context. like I said, like I use cleansing balms every single day and I use a lot of them. So I do kind of know my way around them. But if you have any questions, let me know and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.